Hello, Year 11. Hello, Year 11. My name is Mrs. Moran, and I'm one of the teachers for the Philosophy and Ethics course that hopefully you're interested in. That's why you're watching this video. This book here, you can't see it, it's hiding in space. Philosophy of Religion, Religion and Ethics is a book that I use on my part of the course. And there's two other teachers who work on this course as well. So I'll introduce you to those two virtually in a second. Just get the PowerPoint open for you. Okay. So, as I said, I'm just one of the teachers, Mrs. Moran. We've also got Miss Collins and Miss Keogh, who teach part of this course. I teach the ethics part. Miss Collins teaches the philosophy, and Miss Keogh teaches the Buddhism. So today's taster session is going to be based on the ethics side of the course. Ethics is a word that people use quite a lot, ethical, ethics, versions of that word, but do we actually know what it means? There's a definition here for you. It's moral principles that govern a person's behaviour or the conducting of an activity. So this is something that we're going to be looking at in more detail over the course of 2 years, the A-level course that you'll be doing. So in a nutshell, what we're going to be looking at for the ethics part of the course is what is right, what is wrong, how can we decide, and then we're going to look at some ethical theories and some challenges to those ethical theories. Today, I thought it would be good if we just looked at one particular problem and worked our way through that, and this is called the trolley problem. There is a video on YouTube which explains this. If you type in the trolley problem and look for the picture that looks like the one on the screen now, you should be able to watch video. So if you want to do that now, you can pause and watch a video, but I'll talk you through the trolley problem over the next few minutes anyway, if you don't have access to watching the video. But if you want to do that, pause now, find the video and have a quick look. Okay, so the trolley problem, it's not a trolley that you'd get in Sainsbury's, it's like a railway trolley. So you can see on the screen now, this is a trolley and it's travelling down the hill. It's aiming for 5 people on a track here. This is you over here with your hand on the lever. So you have the option at this point to pull that lever and you will change the course of that trolley. And the trolley will then head to the single person on the track closest to the person with the lever. So what would you do? Would you pull that lever and divert the trolley away from the 5 people and towards one person? Or would you just let it carry on about its business and head towards those 5 people on the track? So pause the video now and I want you to think about, first of all, what you would do, and secondly, why you would do that. Okay, so what you need to be thinking about is, when you pull that lever, what does it do? Does it make you responsible for the person's death? If you don't pull the lever, you're not doing anything. It's not your fault that the trolley's running down the hill. And it's not your fault it's going to run into those 5 people. If you pull the lever, are you responsible for saving 5 people? Or are you responsible for killing 1? So that's one of the considerations that needs to be made. Are you making yourself responsible by pulling that lever? So take that into account. Have another little think. What would you do? Would you save the 5 people? Or would you just let the train do what it was going to do anyway? Now, just to make this problem a little bit more difficult for you, 5 people on the track, you don't have a lever anymore, you're now on top of the bridge. That's you on the left, and there's a person now on the right looking over the bridge. Now, what you could do in this situation is throw that man off the bridge. He will stop the train, saving the 5 people. So would you throw him off the bridge to save the 5 people? Or would you just watch and see what happens? And how is this different to the previous problem? Previous problem, you're pulling a lever. This one, you're throwing someone off the bridge. the result is the same, one person dying to save those 5. So is one worse than the other? So have a think about that. If there's someone with you can discuss this with, have a little discussion. Which is worse, throwing someone off the bridge, pulling the lever, and why? Okay, just to make it more difficult, what if the person on top of the bridge was your dad or someone you knew, your friend? Would you still throw them off the bridge? And in this case, why would you throw them off the bridge, or why would you not? Does that make it better? Does that make it worse? So what does it mean? If you're saving the greatest number, what does that say about you? What type of thinker are you? So there is an ethical theory called utilitarianism, where you try to achieve the greatest good for the greatest number. So in this case, if you are saving the greatest number, even if that means killing one person, then that would be the right thing to do. Or maybe you thought about how you would feel if you pull the lever. Would you feel guilty about killing that person? Or did you just leave it up to fate? Which of those things were you taking into account when you were making that decision? So were you trying to save someone? Were you trying to stay out of it so that you didn't have any guilt? Or were you just letting things happen as they were meant to happen? So what's more important, the action or the consequence? In this situation, if you did nothing, the consequence would be worse than if you did something. 5 people would die instead of 1. But you would be free from guilt because you wouldn't have done anything. So the consequence is bad, but the action was good. If you actually pulled the lever, that action's bad because you're killing one person, but the consequence is good because one person is dying instead of 5. So which do you think is more important, the action or the consequences of the action? So these are the types of things we'll be looking at over the ethics course. We'll be looking at a variety of ethical theories, look at where those theories came from, look at how people develop those theories, how people challenge the theories, and then we'll look at some actual situations that we can apply these ethics to. So here we just had a simple situation of a trolley running down a railway track, and we'll be looking at sexual ethics, we'll be looking at using nuclear weapons, animal testing, all those types of things, and applying the ethical theories that we're learning about to those situations. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then this is definitely the course for you. There will also be the philosophy part of the course and the Buddhism part of the course. And if you've got any questions about any of the sections of this course next year, you can email myself or the other teachers on the course and we will answer any questions you've got. Okay, thank you very much.